Alright, so now for the first unboxing of the day that's actually unboxing because it hasn't been opened before. I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood board gamer, and this is Devin Talks Tabletop, the YouTube channel where the games are made up. What I say doesn't matter, and I am here with some of the games from Essen and some Kickstarters that have delivered. So we'll see how many of these I get through today before I have to go get my kids. Timestamp. Cheese knife. Oh man, that's so loud when I drop it. I've already done episode 2 of Vengeance Roll and Write, or Roll and Fight. So I'll do that. I'll post that, or I'll do that one later. Not later as in a different time. I'll do that one like last. So this is Fire and Stone Siege of Vienna, which you already know if you have been watching this video and knowing the title. But I didn't know that I was doing it until right now. So now I'm caught up with you. You're ahead of me at this point. You have information that I don't have. But Fire and Stone Siege of Vienna from Capstone Games. This is one of the ones I was the absolute most excited for at Essen. Namely because it's a 2-player asymmetric card game that to me is synonymous with the experience of Watergate, which is one of my favorite little 2-player games. And that is because I like that tug of war, that push and pull that you do with the cards that you have. Oh, that's really cool. If you can see that, there's like legit artwork on the box. Maybe you can see that. Maybe you can see that. So that's pretty cool. All right. There is a nice little sequence of play and reference sheets. Guys, I can't tell you how much reference sheets and player aids turn me on. I get a tickle in my bickle, which is apparently a term, which all of us know. The tickle in my bickle. Tickle with my pickle. Maybe that's more what I mean. So that's cool. So I know that the artwork is more muted than maybe some people would expect for a lot of board games, but I actually really like it. I think it is in theme and tonally appropriate for like the time period that it's in. And also, I mean, I really do love how vibrant those are on the background for the different player aids that you'll need. And then once again, you've got like really historical painting artwork that covers the book. And if you flip it to the back side, I think you can kind of see like the full spread of that picture. So that's really cool. I like that. I do like history. Maybe that's countercultural for an American, but I like history. Got a big old rule book. I like how nice and hefty that is. We got some tokens. In this game, you are reliving the siege of 1683, where Vienna was beset upon by Ottoman attackers, and then the Habsburg defenders. Oh, are these double-sided? Oh, cool. The Habsburg defenders were, trying to make sure that they kept the city safe and alive. So that's cool. And now you know, because it's Mike's super short show for any of you Disney kids out there. These are like shovels. So I don't know if the shovels could be one of two different things. They could be trenches, like if you're building trenches while you are doing a siege, or it could also be like tunneling. So I know that tunneling was used in World War I quite substantially along with the trench warfare. Oh, those are like, there is actually something on those sides. It says spares, but the spares do have something on that end, which I kind of appreciate that it's not just completely white for the spares. They do have some level of artwork on them. Maybe they can just be random depending on if you need them. So these are all the tokens that I don't need anymore, and this is going to be the large board, which is going to dictate the battle. So you've got this large board here, which is just one-sided, which makes sense because it's the same siege again and again, just plays out differently. So you've kind of got you've got the Habsburg defenders here in the city, obviously, and they've got cannons and stuff like that on the battlements. Then you've got kind of this like no man's land, and then a forward operational hill here with maybe like outer battlements. You have kind of a little bit more of a historically artfully drawn one here rather than the gameplay focused grid based one. And then you've got all of these Ottoman positions and formations that are going to be pushing against this bulwark of defense. So just like in Watergate, you've got these tracks that I assume the Ottomans and the Habsburg defenders are going to be going against. You've got discard piles for the strategy decks, which I assume are going to be kind of those powerful hands that are going to have some really fun things going on. You've got these different lines of defense and attack, which I think are going to be placed out on those locations. And then you've got arrows and cannons and all this stuff. Quite a nice little visual production. I know that it's plain and simple looking to some people, but I quite like how sparse it is. It feels military. Like this feels like a military history spectacle or event, which to me means it matches the tone of what I was expecting. He's got some dice here. Once again, I really do love that you have this kind of what someone would maybe consider an austere visual palette on the board, but then you have these very, very rich yellows and reds from the two different enemies, and I think that like stands out so well. It's a very stark contrast to the board, so I actually really do like that, and I'm excited to check this one out. Man, this is just high quality content, guys, right now. Devin, unable to find where that little riff was. High quality board game H2O content. So, we've got all these baggies. We've got these baggies, which once again, quite nice actually. Like they feel thick and sturdy. And then I really love that, like, again, very bold colors. So, let's go ahead and put some stuff in baggies because I think that makes sense. I'm going to put, let's put all these cards in a bag because we should totally do that. And then let's put all these tokens in a bag because we should totally do that. Yeah, no, I'm just really excited. I like games that... I love two-player experiences. I love two-player games. I like War of the Ring. I like Star Wars Rebellion. I like Watergate. I like a lot of games that play really well at two-player, like Dice Throne and like Forbidden Stars and all that stuff. And then just two-player games to me is like the ultimate, just one brain working against another, see who wins. And because I love games with higher player counts, don't get me wrong. Absolutely love games with higher player counts. But it also very much becomes this kind of like push and pull. You're trying to work within the framework of all of these other players, and it can sometimes feel even more satisfying when you pull off a win because you're doing it against more than one person. But also, sometimes you're just not going to be able to overcome the adversity of multiple people pushing against you for whatever reason, whether intentional in the course of that exact game or just the happenstance of playing with more than one person. But in a two-player game, it's just heads up. It's heads up poker, and you're not always playing the game. You're sometimes just playing the person across the table from you. And that is an experience that I really, really do enjoy. It's so much fun to kind of like go head-to-head with someone and see if you can outfox them. And so I'm excited to see what that looks like in this particular game. So, this, my friends, my enemies, whoever you are, whatever you think, this is the Fire and Stone Siege of Vienna. I'm excited. I can't wait to check this out. This is a game, as I mentioned, that was probably the one that I was looking forward to the most at Essen. And I can't wait to try it out. I genuinely can't wait to try this out. I think it will be fun. All right. I'll see you guys next time. If you have any questions, let me know. Can't say I'll be able to answer them, but I'm always happy to accept them. Fire and Stone, Siege of Vienna. Bye.